Boys, the
Hello,
leader. Let's start simple, though. Who are you?
my name's Brian. I am the CEO slash chairman of the Wild Boys organization slash LLC.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Let's look, Han. Let's look to the past.
okay.
So, how did you start the org? How did it come to be?
How did I start the org? Well, funny enough, um, one day I was sitting there with a group of friends at this place called Twin Peaks, and one of my friends mentioned Jinxie, and I was like, Jinxie, who the fuck is that? So they pulled up his Twitch, and we were watching him, and he said something about like a $50,000 like game. I was like, what? There's no way. So me going into Discord and going around, I went through the main R6 server on Discord, and then I got recruited by forgot what org it was, but some small org where me, Knight, and Toxic were when we get farther into the podcast, they'll become relevant. Recruited me from to go play with them. Well, we joined this org together, and we were sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Learning on how leagues work, on who runs things. I was like, "I want to do this." So one day, I was like, "Yo, Night, Toxic, if I make an organization, will you guys join?" And they were like, "Hell yeah!" And now that's the beginning of Wild Boys right there.
How many teams do you have in the beginning?
Okay, so in the very beginning of Wild Boys, I didn't understand on how necessarily comp worked. I thought as if I get 5 players, I have a team. I didn't understand that you had to have the best of the best, or they all had to be champ. So me, Knight, and Toxic decided to make 23 teams in Wild Boys when we first started, and half the team were coppers, half were like silvers, couple plats. I think we had 1 diamond for 23 teams, and then yeah, and then through then we became more knowledgeable in the comp scene. And now, today, I'm pretty sure we have 12 teams.
So to also
Yeah.
go off of that, is there like one player or a specific player or specific team that helped you gain popularity?
Yes. So,
And the time has come. It has been certainly a game that was a little bit delayed. We had some time issues on my end, but we're ready. We're happy, and we get to see. Yep. Should be a banger. We at least have 2 teams that are within that competitive level, within what should be a banger match, but you can never truly know until you get into the lobby. As we see the last handful get some hand cams done, as a couple of people wanted some of those, so we're going to wait a little bit to get those ready, get those set up, and what should be hopefully ready all within some good time here. I don't want to waste too much. I want to get this game on the road. Until we get those hand cams going, we are just waiting for that one moment. And hopefully that'll be soon here, as literally just waiting for the second I can start that button and we can get this one going. Okay, I'll do... Hey, there we go. YouTube, TikTok, Twitch is not up. It should be. Okay, I guess we are finally good to go. Come on, man. Exciting times. Do I not have my Twitch connected? We'll hopefully see. We'll see. But at the end of the day, you have all your players in here. Which should be a banger of a match to be for all intensive purposes. This is supposed to be one of the best matches in the quarterfinals. Both teams are matched relatively close. You know what you're going to get out of this. The question is, what are we going to see long term? Both teams have, I think, that drive to get there, but it's all got to come down to the brass tacks here, and I think that's always how it's going to be. Can never truly be too sure. Why is my Twitch chat not popping up? There we go. Gotta watch the... Finally. God, excited. This game has been delayed mostly on my end. Do not hate on your Kings, Monarchs, and Armani here. See a no ban and... Well, we have one, or is this going to be a full rehost? One misban. Apparently that means we're going to rehost not even before round 1 begins. God, the tech pauses are going to be awful today. We are going to go to our first. Hopefully this will be the last one of the night. I'll be gone for just a little bit. Well, I could obviously go to a constant state of technical pause, but I think there's no fun in that. Sometimes better to just leave it open. Maybe get a little bit of chat interaction. Not everything needs to be, all based on just getting those ads squeezed out. Sorry for the few that are watching ads right now. Hopefully, the new system means that you shouldn't have ads during the game. If so, please do tell me, because I got to figure that out now-ish. But we'll see. It should be a relatively, at least, close game. I think that we've seen some very big ups and downs from Monarchs, let's be entirely fair. And I don't think that's a big hate on any team. I think there's still a good chance here we see something fun. Okay, I invited one guy. Yeah, don't look at the PC rank, folks. I might cast on PC. That does not mean I play it, folks. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. I don't even think I have any of these kids added, except apparently just him, so he's gonna have to be the invitation warrior tonight. Well, we can hopefully trust him to do just that. Yeah, so for some of you, I will reach out as fast as I can. There is a delay in game. There's about 90 seconds in the stream. Then there is 22 seconds or something, I think, when I counted it for my chat. So I can have all 3 chats combined into one. Caffeinated is amazing, but it does have its downsides and/or it can do some lagging. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. At least frames-wise, we should be good tonight. We have new GPU, new RAM, so we can crank up the settings a little bit, maybe see some better effects than the 280p particles we normally see. Textures, maybe not so much. I'm pretty sure my textures are going to lose their shit if I try to crank it up. Anything else above normal, but hey, we'll take some extra particles. Maybe you can see some explosions look cooler. Over under. We see time torching because there's hand cams going on. It is playoffs, so I'm not going to be one to hate on a hand cam, but I mean it's a hand cam. It feels like it takes too long nowadays. Once I had to wait 20 minutes for a hand cam to get set up, like, it is not that hard. But you'll take what you can get. Overall, I'm excited. I mean, I think that the general idea around this game is these teams are good, but are they going to be able to beat the monsters of what will be Wolves, and then a handful of others? We'll see. That 5.2 game was a hell of one, and damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, kids are slow to get in today. Gotta just wait it out. However, as we wait for this to go, we can at least do who's winning map 1 predictions now. You have it set for like 10 minutes. ARMANI. We can set it to 10 minutes, so maybe you'll see the first 2 rounds max. Now you get to have predictions up for once. It has been so laggy for me recently. Hey, and my controller's connected too. It's all looking up, folks. All in due time. As I'm considering adding Drake to co-caster. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm debating right now. Kind of hard. A co-caster sounds relatively nice, but I don't know. Ah, shit. Well, apparently there's some power issues in my area, so if this immediately clicks, it just leaves it. Teams, right? No, Monarchs is... Right. Recap's gotta move to the right side. Literally just waiting for the go-ahead to start it, man. I just need the... Because now it isn't PC, so you have to say ready in Discord, and that takes a second. Dev has also got a switch. Hey, there we go. Literally just say ready. Just drop the ready. Or no, okay. I really don't want to have to go to a tech pause already. Let me just... Alright. Oh, because Pseudo's being slow to get in the hand cam. Someone's doing something he shouldn't. I mean, I didn't tag the run. What? There's 2 pseudos on the same team? What? Okay, I'm gonna lose it if I think too hard about this. The second I see him in hand cam, we're waiting. I do not want to have to do this any longer. And... we're gonna have to go to a tech pause because apparently this hand cam is taking issues. It has been treacherous times, folks. We have seen so many hand cam failures, but we good. We're back, finally ready to cast the game. And it should be a banger. I don't know why it took so long. Apparently I went, so I literally had DoorDash come in before we got these hand cams all up. That's sad. It wasn't really that far, but still. Cade, Maverick, your first 2 bans. You know what you expect. You want to keep the wall closed at all costs. And you want to make sure you can actually get hatches when you go to basement. It's like it's your Marco Polo, it's your Romeo and Juliet, your 2 operators that you'd rather die than having on the board. 1 hard breach, or any of the hard breaches here for Clubhouse, and then Cade because no one loves a Cade, let's be honest. That shit's miserable. And then the Azami and the Ace. Azami, the strongest operator when you bring her on CC. If she isn't there, your win rate goes down by like 12%. Excuse me, 11.5 for console at least. That's absurd. That's nutty. There's a reason you bring her. There's a reason you're going to see her be banned half the time because she's that good. She makes CC a hellhole. And they're going to have to make it slightly less shitty by banning it away. Not a crazy idea. See the Ace go away as well. Not a big thing, but still important, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Hard breach is always going to be an important thing.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Overall, sorry for some of you that did have to wait. Pseudo would not screen check for the life of his ass, and that took some seconds. But we got there. Sooner or later.
Located by attackers.
Sooner or later, we learned, hey, you got a screen check, believe it or not. No hate to anyone, but like, jogging. Holy crap, that is some of the worst hand cams I've ever seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 4-player hand cam going on right now. Never once have I seen a 4-player hand cam. But overall, it looks to be a very, very plain push if you are doing a CC take. Anything that's a little bit fun is that clash. Or not the clash. Sorry, excuse me, the glass. And then abolish on the Nomad can be fun if you know what you're doing. There's been a couple of strats that have gone around of using the Nomads to force them out of positions and having the Monty move up. But I'd be a little bit surprised if we see something so complex this early on. I think we're just going to see a pretty normal flank usage from Abolish. You at least know the big plan, though. You see what you have on the board. And is it a botch ban trick? It is! Smart play, though. Tricked the wrong wall, and Recap gives it up very early here. You see the wall go almost immediately, giving a lot of space and essentially creating that large cutoff you want to see if you're trying to take Rafters here. Now you need to see decide a Monty move his way up here. It's not going to be easy because you still have DZ, you still have crosses being held around the stock area. You have Abolish ready to eventually cut that off, but everything's all in that kind of time frame that you want to see. You want to see Raptors be taken before minute 30. Can that happen? Certainly, but there's still a lot you got to do right now. I think we're all just waiting for that time. You at least see the plans over here. You know what's going to happen. It's just, can you stop it? You see the glass. You know exactly what is coming towards you. But you are, if you are DZ, you're just trying to hold for as long as you can because your body is worth more here if it just holds it, get some damage. Find the first one from DevK here. Certainly, I don't think in the expected way possible, but you'll take out Sincere, you'll take out the Monty, lose a lot of that great things you would have had with those Monty cams. Not anywhere near as versatile as you'd hope, and now you're going to see DZ make his way up here, or more accurately, be aggressed onto. The man for the job you'd hope to see. I think but he has to hold CC, and he doesn't have a lot of position to move anywhere. He can't really move up, he can't move down. He's being pressured from every single angle. And he forced into the corner. Dev finds another. Pseudo Kex trade. Hater with another. Bodies fly. Abolish finds one more, and Monarchs not looking where you'd hope. You need to find this, but instead Dev finishes with a triple, and down to start for him. Jeez. Forgive me, because we are locked in tonight. At least one man is. One man for the job to hopefully finish it all off. 1-0 Armani. Somehow we're getting into hand cams and Riley Reid, as if those relate. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that or hear that. Just don't even pay attention. But we're back to at least our main scheduled game.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
abolish. Obviously, I think putting in the numbers we'd expect. I'd be a little bit surprised if we don't see him pop off here. Obviously, the well-known CC player has moved over to Armani since the playoff changes. Made arguably one of these stronger rosters, I think, just as an acquisition alone. I think that's a very interesting thing to see in SSL playoffs, is now we're going to see a lot of these better teams beef up. We've seen teams like Armani, who maybe weren't expected to be strong contenders, have a sneaky great roster here. Or teams like Wolves, who they more or less just added half their new roster within the span of like 3 weeks. They will be scary. You will have, what is a handful of players, but you have Joey coming back from the dead in a 2-year retirement. You have Adexi and Eastern all joining them for playoffs to be a scary-ass team. Let's be entirely fair. If you're going against them, you're getting the night sweats. I don't think any team feels truly safe against them. That'll always be a fun game to watch. We see them beat 5.2. What was supposed to be kind of the chosen ones, but once again, 5.2 falls short. At this point, someone needs to save them, because apparently any Obey player, in the just the aura of an Obey player, just ruins 5.2. They may as well chalk the entirety of the game then. Since you're on the Clash, you at least know what's going to be the plan to try to force some space, slow it all down, make a grindy assault. At least the plan, but there's still some nades from Dean here. There's still a quite... Well, I say that, apparently he's already wasted all of them. You still at least have a shield you can work with. You have smokes, an Ash Charge or 2 in your hand. It might not be a pretty way to take it, but you can get it done. Problem is you cannot let Dean die here. You need to have your shield or your X Factor. You're already seeing damage taken. You at least have Sincere, who can kind of sit here and just keep plinking away at the bodies. There's a Thermite coming around him. He has everything coming towards him. He might not know where, but he still finds Dean getting the first one on the round. But once again, everything is coming towards him. No real position is safe. He might be able to trick the Ashe, though. Smart play from him, and he can still use his thing for space here, which is, I think the big thing. You're going to see Pseudo at least grab another great start. Kex at least find something, but you still got to deal with the Clash. Your all annoying issue is she is not going down easy. She's going to be, I think, the larger point in this entire attack, is you have to get rid of her. You have to get her off the board here if you want to have a good attack. Instead, you're going to have crosses held from DZ. Sincere, who can kind of just move around with this Clash shield and be the big pain in the butt. He's going to cause most of the slow, most of the annoyance on the stack for Armani. You at least know what's going to happen. Kex is going to try to find an angle elsewhere. And that might actually find him quite a bit of success here, in my opinion, as he can at least hold that cross. You know where the plan is. You find some damage. A bit of an odd one-tap. If he just held down that trigger a little bit more, I could find that first pick, but instead, it's always going to be the iffy start. Dev Week 3 has so far been quiet, and I think it's because he's played the drones. He's played a little bit more of a passive position, and that can be fine, but not in a position where 45 seconds is left, and you are looking for every scrap of anything you can find. You see these Vite moving up. Seems to be the big man to do it, but you can at least find one. You found recap. You got those numbers back in your advantage. We only have 30 seconds left. Time is going to wind down on you if you don't do something about it. Hater's going to hold the long angle, but can be taken right back down by Kex just walks in, grabs another triple on the round. This should be all but over as long as you don't see a crazy thing happen with the plan. You at least find one if you're DZ. It's not going to be an easy post plan here. You still have Dev alive. You still have the smokes. You still have all of the utility you really want to have. Dev finishes, finding the first of his round, and 4-0 start from him, 2-0 for Armani. Ugh. Now let's trust the secret to the passion, and you gotta listen to like ASAP Rocky, bro. That's actually not true, because that Vicious is not that. You gotta listen to some music in the back, so I don't get immediately copyright striked by every single person in existence. I enjoy my very, very likely in living with no copyright strikes, please. I like 0. And zilch. But let's hopefully keep it that way. I enjoy, you know, not having Twitch or YouTube TOS up on my ass. Being able to cast. Oh, let's see the defense here from Monarchs. Going down 2-0 is certainly not the start you wanted. You'd hope you have a little bit more from your what's supposed to be winning formula. Overall, very basic default attack from them. No real changes from their past games, as yes, I do actually memorize most of their default attacks, along with most other teams on the map that we're casting. Yeah, the notes are lengthy, and I think that a lot of teams don't change. There's very few teams that genuinely change their plays for playoffs. Wolves have slightly, but that's also because of a couple of new ads. at Dexy and Andy's term are certainly two very big ones. And we're seeing that that also changes the composition of who you play where. And I think that alone can be a very big change within a lot of teams. You'll see some teams that are more passive, like 5.2, start to speed it up a little bit more. In this case, it doesn't matter as Wolves finds them out. Because once again, the aura of Obey, I'm pretty sure, is enough to immediately get rid of any sight of 5.2. If you need anti 5.2, just get a Dexy or Andy's term in the area, and I'm pretty sure they're just going to run away in fear. Pause for me after. I mean, do you need a pause? Sure. If it's said in Discord, I can pause. That's what I'll say. If it ain't said there, okay, yeah, you did. Never mind, we're cool. Well, very slow start, and this can happen sometimes with even teams like ARMANI who have shown that aggression where it's everything is just kind of falling into its place. You're still going to see the aggression. You're still going to see Recap get some pressure onto him, but it's not going to be a fast one. You're going to see him grab the first one with the Dev. He's probably going to fall off here. It's going to be a gamble if he stays up, and instead he gets punished for it. Rolling the dice is never the good case, I think. Making a deal with the Devil and Abolish. 2 players down, one of them from a Frost Mat, one of them from just another down. Not the start you wanted as one impact, I'm pretty sure, would ruin your chances of the round, but Abolish now needs to be the man we all expect him to be as that CC warrior. You know him from one team, and he's got to show it on another tonight. He's everything you'd hope for in a player, but very rarely has it ever truly become that top team that you expect out of them. He's always become that second place, that third place, and sadly, in leagues like this, it doesn't mean the money, it doesn't mean what you need. Recap finds another one off of a Frost Mat. So certainly pulling an Undertaker here back from the grave to go find one more body. Odds are you can still win this round, but you're going to have to find Pseudo and Hater in a pretty fast fashion here. With only a minute left, they can buy that time and dry the clock out. You're going to have to swing an aggro. You're going to have to play it perfect because you're not going to have too much to work with here. Dean is already slowed down from his Frost Mat previous. Abolish at least finds one, try to make it close, but he's going to get damage from one area. There's already one above. He can no longer feel safe anymore as he's getting pushed in from 2 different areas. Sincere is all on his ass, and he knows it too. Pseudo's going to be the next man to at least try to find it. You do find the down here. This one should be all but over as long as you don't let anything happen here. Don't give Dean any type of fuel to the fire. Instead, Pseudo finds 2 of them. Gets that first round for Monarchs. Much needed. A 2-1 re-rotation split. We can also pause after bans. We can, in fact, do that. I promise. After bans, we say. After bans. Because I do want to... Well, we do have apparently one issue. So hopefully it's resolved. Hopefully it's not going to take too long. We don't have to go to a tech pause. Let's at least talk about the stats while we're waiting. You have one man, really, I think, being the... Okay, cool, yeah. That's what happens when you don't show the roller. You get absolutely demolished. Now you lose a round. That second map. That one should be ARMANI. Loses at least one here.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
No, sorry. Excuse me. ARMANI gets a round. Sometimes issues happen, issues arise, and it shouldn't matter too much as long as you at least show out here. Not an issue, I think it should be. Entries have been dominant on one side, though. Monarchs, despite having that 2-1 split that you wouldn't really hope for, you still have 2 of the entries so far out of the 3. That's a great start. You've been so far been able to quiet Abolish, and how aggressive he can sometimes be. That's a huge, huge thing. That's what you need. Another big thing is you do see the side of Admire and Recap putting up 1-0 each. I think it's a bit surprising because you don't normally see Recap in that role of truly being any type of entry. He can oftentimes fall back a lot into the soft support flex position. good for him for getting these, but it's consistency that worries me. If he's going to be your consistent entry maker, can that hold up come, you know, 2, 3, 4 rounds from now in different side swaps? Oh, Insidia using the VOD time. Might not get a lot of VOD here. If we see at least a good half from ARMANI, maybe you don't get too much defense. They do have a very scary team overall, though. I think Abolish has kind of elevated this team much higher than it usually is. All it takes is that one player, and we're seeing a big, big step up. And a good 1-2 here from Abolish. Abolish and Dean connect for that first kill, and I think that it should count for both of them. Sadly, well, not on the stat sheet, but it's a good thing from them, where we're seeing at minimum the value. You're seeing this teamwork sort of come into play, and you're seeing that get them that first entry. That's what you want to see from a team that's supposed to be a playoff contender. Monarchs had a bit of an upset, and I think they need to keep proving that. They need to keep showing out, because they're going to have a hard time no matter where they go. To be fair, this is not going to be the most lopsided matchup. In fact, yeah, probably arguably one of the most looked forward to matches, and also one of the ones that could be a blowout in terms of likeliness. 907 and Dynasty. That'll be tomorrow, and probably the scariest matchup. Sincere does find at least a tie-up, but I think finding something this late to deal with is not really what you'd hope for. It still certainly is glad to have some numbers on the board, but I think you'd hope for it in a different way. Also see Abolish find another here. Once again, so far, good on the Nomad for him. The ARX proved to be very, very lethal in the hands of him. Might have a plan with the Nomads here. If you can stick one up there, you might be able to find something. Instead, you see a whiff from the man. Could have found a different way, but instead, Kex finds it in a different way. Laz always does his job here, and maybe you don't need sometimes the crazy plan where you can just outshoot, man. Who needs a plan when you can just outshoot and be that sniper? Dev finds another. Recap. Last one to die, and ARMANI looks lethal there, as we're just seeing a level of teamwork and chemistry that we don't normally see. Maybe a little bit of that CC coming over, maybe a lot of these pickups, and this arguably very, very strong buy that they had. They came into that buy, and I think that as a collective, they were expected to be more of an underdog with the buy. It seemed like Voltage, I think, was on that same level, where when they saw that buy, they were like, really? They get the buy? But no, pause. Shit, my bad. So, unpause, please. Okay, I guess not. Well, we can at least go back to the numbers, go back to the stats, and what I do best, because at the end of the day, I'm an analyst, not a main hype guy. Need to get me one of those as a co-caster. Maybe for finals. But we do at least see Admire being the man for the hour. 182 rating so far. Sorry, 1.82, excuse me. You see a 1.25 KPR. Hey, you're getting your numbers you see. 100% cost 4 rounds in. It's still a great start. It's what you're hoping for, and it's what you'd want to see. I think, however, what you're going to see a lot of times with a team like Monarchs is they're better when they're off the map. So if we see them anchor too hard, we could certainly see a game. Really adds... Okay, at least it's paused now, but like... we're just gonna pause and delay. I don't... Oh my god, I hate pre-rolls. I don't even... What is... I know. God. It says ads to say this is gonna piss me off. I gotta talk to Twitch support because this makes no sense. It says pre-rolls just disabled right now. On my end, it just says pre-rolls are gone. So there shouldn't be any ads, but apparently we're getting 4 of them straight up. That always makes sense. Yeah, it's supposed to be pre-roll disabled for 57. God, love it. Love it. So start. Thank God. Oh, at the end of the day, I'm a caster, not an admin. Well, I am, but that's not the point. Let me just, like, do my thing, not have to worry about whatever you're saying. Yeah, I try to pause it for as long as you can. This hopefully should delay the ads enough, and I don't know why it doesn't. It's been a massive pain in the ass recently. And I think the issue is I need to run pre-roll ads in the beginning for it to work, because I disabled pre-rolls, and yeah, it's a pain, but it just means if you want to get less ads, tune in during the break when everything is starting, so then when I run those ads, you're chill, and then you don't have to have ads for the hour. And then I do that during all the breaks, and we're all fine. I don't know why it doesn't, it's so random. So for all of you that do have ads, I am truly sorry. Did not mean it to be that way, and these ads are not manually run by me. Twitch being Twitch, but if they're during breaks, yes, that's entirely about me. I'm trying to make sure there aren't ads during the game like this, but you live and you get pissed off at Twitch ad revenue. I don't even think I make revenue on those ads. It's just ads. If it is, it's not even good revenue. So rest in peace to my brothers on Twitch. YouTube should be better on VODs. They generally don't have as much on live, so you also don't make any money on live, which does suck, but the VODs are nice. I'll admit, it is nice to be able to have all those quality differences. Everyone gets their quality. Sadly, it's a pain in the butt to do that with this and anything, actually. It's hard to have enhanced broadcasting, as it's called, and stream delay. It doesn't really particularly end so well. But not sure what the plan there is for Dean. I'm assuming there's a Habana trick coming in eventually, but instead we're going to see a little bit of an odd start. As once again, it feels like these teams are starting very irregular, and I think that Armani is kind of off of their footing because of the pause. That's what happens when Monarchs refuses to, show a hand cam. Like the one thing they asked for, but live and learn, I suppose. It's only one round, so you're not losing too much. DevK seems to be the aggressive man on the swings, as to be entirely fair, I'm not too super duper surprised. He's always kind of been that guy. And he finds the first one here. What is surprisingly big, only his second entry so far. Not a bad thing at all. It's certainly good numbers. It's just you'd expect more from the man. That seems to be the entirety of the battering ram for this team. Somehow dodging bullets, not even in a good way. I'm pretty sure he's just lucky here. Hey, a flick of sometimes dice and gambling is all you need to win, and Sincere at least finds one. Dean taken down, but you have a lot of bodies low here. Sincere and Dean both below that 45 health, what I'd call threshold you'd want to have. Instead, you're going to kind of have to risk it. Recap still playing the mirror here, and this will be the longer issue, as you need to get the Twitch in here to get rid of it. You do. Mirror is destroyed, and that means that your position is no longer safe. You're going to have to pull a bit of a whammy here if you want to see something fun. Recap going to go for a C4, a bit of a botch one. But he throws it nonetheless. Kex apparently has superpowers here. Got the Spidey sense built into him. DZ at least finds one. The SMD-12 so far been the big force so far. They move in, because what else do you need in life besides an SMG-12 and questionable recoil? Just kidding. These guys are definitely legit. It's just, I am ass, so we're going to hate. That's what we got to do at the end of the day. Be true haters. Recap at least finds Abolish. Getting rid of your main entry player, I'd argue. Another one from Dezian. Unless you see something crazy outside, which probably not. And Recap finds another. The old Unk putting in his value today. Hey, don't disrespect the uncles. They still have some value. Just some questionable aim at times. We love ourselves uncles. Restream said it reset the title. So if it isn't... If the title's screwed up, it ain't me for once. Because Restream is Restream. Let's check. Title. Okay, yeah, search just straight up wrong. Love it. No, it's supposed to... Restream apparently did it, so... That's why you gotta check, because it doesn't do it too well.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many...
Let's see the lineup here. It looks to be more of the same, but we do see an Ella instead to hopefully counter what should be a Blackbeard shield if they're lucky, but they're not really just gonna have a proximity mine plus. Which isn't bad, to be fair, but you'd hope for more use out of an operator that you just picked an entire thing for. Boom, okay. The title is actually correct now. I don't know why it's so questionable today. Why everything is questionable. We're getting there eventually. Live and learn, and also get pissed off at everything. How do you even have a dude timed out? Like, it's a hand cam. How are you timed out? Whatever. When in doubt, question how toxic console players can be, and there's still a even happen sight for Monarchs, which I did not expect to see, honestly. But if you are Monarchs here, you'd be jumping for joy and glad to take a 3-3 half. Do I think they're going to find it? Me personally, no. I think there's so much strong stuff at all right now. Armani looked relatively locked in. We're seeing that already. Vite finding the first one here. Yes, I'm shortening that name. Overall, we see the uncle recap on the Frost once again. Maybe he's going to find another one onto the body of any of these players upstairs, but at the end of the day, he's also going to have a lot of pressure coming towards him. Recap at least knows where Abolish is. This should be the first fight. Still a lot closing in on him. Intel is certainly plentiful here if you are Armani. There's a good chance you can find the body early. You find maybe two. Abolish with a quick 1-2. Gets you the numbers you want. Not the first two, excuse me. A quick 1-2 is... We had that first one go a little bit earlier, but nonetheless, your numbers are looking amazing here. You're looking for that 4-2 half. It is coming likely. All you got to do is not through your numbers, but DZ certainly finds one. The angle from down below is... Apparently that man... He's held it twice against Abolish, and Abolish doesn't seem to know. You have both your bodies upstairs. You're preparing for here. You find the Abolish, finally. And a 3v2, what looked impossible suddenly becomes at least possible. Yesh is not going to win. Yesh is fine. Maybe not. Maybe not so far from Monarchs. They need some help. Maybe a little bit of a band-aid, because once you find this kill here on the Kex, this is not looking likely. Until you see whip from both sides, is you really need to find this kill. You need to find some type of pressure. You need to find the elimination. Give yourself something to work with, because so far everything is going to come down on you. You won't have a great way to stop it, but DZ finds one. But you're low in bodies. You need to be the ace to do it. Literally and figuratively for once. The close play means the quad. This is still very much within any amount of reason. Dean's going to have to find the last one. He does. First kill for the round for him. And the server finds the 4-2 half if you're Armani. That is what you want to see. Maybe not in the same anything. You hope that it'd come a little bit easier and earlier, but work with what you can get, folks. I need to get a face cam eventually. It's on a list, but like I also don't know where to put a face cam. I don't know. We'll see. It's one more thing to handle, and I am not a production. I'm a caster. I just picked up production on the side. So, we'll see. As much as I... Hey, listen. In esports, casters are amazing. Respect your damn producers. They're actual angels. Because I am not handling all that, in fact. I'm not him. I respect my men that do. My men in probably a large studio setup. That makes no sense to me. I respect them all. Heart goes out to you. You see the first man's ace in the Kate. At this point, it feels very similar. You see the Maverick. Maybe we see the same thing. Only one op change. You do see the Izami finally do land in the hands of the defense. Armani does get their oh-so-loved op, but you lose all of your electricity. Is no fun if you are anyone that loves walls. The attack at least has thermite to make it a little bit more fun, but you're not having a fun gun if you're getting walls. Very voluntary annoyance. Yeah, Yashua, you dropped 17 in your dreams, maybe. Yeah, maybe in your dreams. Yeah, we can talk about those later, trust. I'm getting all in fun, love. So far, these entries have been so evenly split, it's a little concerning. Dev at least finds two, but otherwise, I'm pretty sure this is about as flat as it can get. Flat enough for you to say, damn. Flat enough for Abolish does not look like Abolish. Or yes, he can play a more, what I'd call flex role, but generally on most other teams, he is a very aggressive entry-figured person. Not because he certainly can't play the flex on those teams, but because he is a great entry. And by most facts, that's where he should be, but CC runs a little bit differently, and I do respect it. They have a very different system in terms of chemistry and everything, and I love it from them, but see. However, I think what it is going to come down to is, can you beat the two monsters on both sides? Wolves on one and 907 with arguably the biggest pickup in the entirety of the free agent transfer period for playoffs. You picked up Jeff Sicko, the man, the legend, and also probably the most concerning person on the planet. Hey, I'm hating. He also looks kind of hot. No cap. I'd be hating too if I was good at Siege. Once again, a slow start as it feels like the roam hasn't even been addressed. I've seen more aggressive thinking from a shitty psychic. You'll at least find the first one here if you recap it. That took a long time usually. Monarchs is normally a little bit faster. Their average time is just around 33 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. It might be a little bit off. But they're generally around 33 seconds for the first kill. That's relatively fast among teams. So when you see these slower rounds, it is a little bit concerning to see, are they able to even handle it? Or is it just a very aggressive roam from the side of ARMANI? Or is it just a very aggressive roam from the side of ARMANI? Hey, I love Fortu. All in good love. Most of the cast. Abolish at least gets absolutely diddled by that good old Blackbeard. Sadly for his end, there was not any baby oil to meet him. He had to deal with that shield. Not in the way you'd hope for it. And in a 5v2, ARMANI can certainly pull this out. We've seen crazier clutches. I've seen a 1v5 from that not all too long ago, but within reason, this one looks all but over as long as you keep your trades, keep your numbers. You never know. Maybe still a bit of fairy dust sprinkled onto the round. A little bit of BS. Even though he tries to make something happen. But pacifying the pick here. He has everything coming towards him, and he has to deal with it all as one man on the army. Eventually, you are found into 1v3 with the Blackbeard. This one looks very, very close to over. There's still a little bit of slight chance. If you win, I'm pretty sure it'd be unreasonable from anyone here. But damage onto one, you at least are very low here if you're the Blackbeard. You find the down, you at least know it's going to come towards you, but you have to play smart against these nomads because you're being closed in on from both sides. You might not know it, but DZ finds you. So again, Monarchs a lot of times it's not even intentional, but they'll show a very different attack than they plan. Similar to a lot of football, all the players from Tennessee. Tennessee? Hell no. Hey, maybe you can tell me if something exists out there. Yeah, maybe you'll see some cornfields for me. I don't know. I live in the Midwest. I don't know why I'm talking. That's literally all we have is corn and like I don't know the malls. I don't know why I'm talking. I gotta be a D1 shit talker. Not bad gang. But 400 FPS. Oh, that's fine. Overall, I mean, I think it's certainly a good look right now. If you are Monarchs to get that round, you need to find those rounds when even something looks down, even when you let a few picks fly away, you still got it within reason. You still got something to work with. You're not just a dead corpse on the ground. Which, to be fair, good for them. I prefer we do see a competitive game tonight. Maybe even all three maps where we sprinkle in a little bit of luck. As to be entirely fair, I don't really think anyone wants to see a border end. I love all my border fans, but respectfully, you. As if you're picking border, I think there's something wrong with you. But a Nighthaven map 3, that'd be sexy. ARMANI and Monarchs are both top 3 as their map pools. That is one of their top 3 best maps. I think number 3 for Monarchs and number 2 for ARMANI. But it's still a great set, and it's one of their best maps all in. That is actively what you want to wish for. A default map where everyone can go to it. That's what you really want to see at the end of the day, is that map 3. In this case, it just happens to be that both teams are very, very good on Nighthaven maps. One of the most common picked maps, I think by quite a large margin. Surprisingly, we're seeing a lot of chalet bans in console right now as of recent in playoffs. It's not a common ban, it's more of like your last ban or even one that's just not taken, but it is a ban that occasionally happens. Up to teams and up to what they want. Very slow start once again for Monarchs. It's a little bit unlike them. We generally see a lot of burst aggression here where they'll run in and absolutely dominate, try to the early 45 seconds. And then they'll kind of slow down and work on their upspeed after, but instead we're seeing a bit of an opposite. We're seeing them take those 45 seconds in the beginning to slow down, then push it after. It's a risky idea because I think it gives you a lot less. We're seeing them take those 45 seconds in the beginning to slow down. Risky idea because I think it gives you a lot less versatility. Much to deal with. You won't have the numbers you want. You won't have even the timing one, I'd argue, where a lot of times you'll find that in the other methods that we see Monarchs do. So they're going to go for the irregularity from them, and it might work out in the end, but it is a concerning pattern. Dean finally, at least maybe, is going to find the first pick here as everything is coming towards him, as he's sort of the first contact, or at least the likely one, but it's all dependent on how well the Blackbeard plays it. Grim gets some damage, forced back as Kex finds the second. Quick little 1-2, make that 3. Kex absolutely nuclear on the SMD-12. Once again, give this man an SMD-12, he's going to find something, but instead, DZ finds him finally. Lowers that gap of players just to 2. Still not an easy win if you are Monarchs, but it's still within reason. You have Recap, the old man alive, and you have DZ. I'd argue, how much, not a newer player, but one that people is underrated in my opinion. Recap goes down, and there's not a great way for you to get it here if you are the side of Armani, but if you see this down go out from the side of DZ, it is all but over. There's a lot of pressure coming towards you. You might be found from the mirror, you might be found from anybody, but this one looks very, very easily won. Instead, DZ gets a bit of a freebie. As I feel like it's a bit of a miss here. Won't matter as Abolish is pushing his ass up. He might be able to find it. Instead, he finds 2. This means this round is still within reason, but you're going to have to find a bit of a special win here, as there's not a lot going your way. The time is not in what you want to see. You need to run in, you need to make a move, but it won't matter because Dean's going to be on the long angle to find 2 of them. We're seeing what could be maybe even a match point early on here. I think it wouldn't surprise me if we see Armani win this 6-4, or not, excuse me, if they get the match point 6-4. That is a very reasonable thing to say. Armani generally averages, what is with the, I don't even, if you join late, there are ads. I know that, but I'm not running ads right now. It's like 5 minutes of ads per hour, and it's supposed to be entirely off. I don't know what the issue is. I don't even, you have ads and you watch the pre-roll ads that I did, so like during map breaks, I don't know, then do tell me, because then I have no idea why, and I need to figure that out. If you joined late, then yes, that is in fact how it works, and I can't do anything about that. I'm running, I think, I'm running 5 minutes of ads on the hour, so I'm not running anything crazy. About reasonable numbers here, folks. I'm not at like 22 minutes on the hour trying to like milk y'all. It's reasonable numbers. Overall, it feels like, once again, default is the game with both these teams. Is I think neither one wants to really go deep into a strat book, maybe because they're not used to it, maybe because they don't like it, but at the end of the day, it is not a deep strat book for either team. Armani has shown at least some adaptation occasionally, but it feels that is far, far away and not really something we're going to see on map 1. Ugh. Being punched in the nose is not fun. I'm not saying I did. It isn't. You see the basic things go open. Pseudo grabs one side. I'm assuming the Thermite's going to grab the other, but I don't know where Hater is actually, to be entirely fair. I don't know what his plan is. They already got the basic part of it, so I'm confused where he's going towards. I'm assuming the plan was construction? I don't even know. What is he going for? Excuse me for the bit of an exclamation, but what is he actually trying to do here? Well, Sincere certainly has a plan, at least. But Geronimo is way into the site. All waiting on time, I'm assuming. He's going to run in. With all the flashes, it certainly has a chance of working. If you can find one, and I think it can all fall down, you at least find something. Monarchs have the huge numbers advantage. They all ran in at once, got that big gap you needed, and this one looks all but easy, as the post plan should be a bit of a breeze. Maybe you can find some if you're abolishing Dev, but in a 1v4, I don't see Dev winning this one. This one, you might be able to pad the stats and get a few kills, but this doesn't look winnable in my opinion. Too many angles to watch, but instead Dev is planning to maybe pull something together, finds 2. You gotta be perfect here. You gotta find the first one, but instead, DZ's gonna hold a bit of a long angle. I think Yashue is statistically. Should I gotta go back on stats? Let me think. He is above average statistically. He's what I'd call a good role player. I think that he can play a good flex, a soft and hard support at times, but on entry he struggles a shit ton. Not a bad thing. A lot of players do, and most will not be able to play all things. You know, you're not going to run into a Popify or a Vux every 4 seconds, but you don't need to have that every time. You don't need to have a Vizix on your team to do it all. You know, a good role player is at the end of the day what you need. It's what most teams are built on. Most. If you're 5.2, I guess it's just what should be the strongest team ever, and then I don't know. I've always theorized, and eventually I do want to go into the stats in the games and see why 5.2 loses so much to Obey. I get that there's aggression differences where 5.2 generally plays more passive, but it's not even like a kryptonite level because passive can still work against aggression. I don't know, I'll have to look at it because it is bad. Because I think the record now is 5.2 and sick to my stomach. I think the record with 5.2 no bait now is like 1 in 5. Like, I don't know if it's an obey thing or if it's a player thing or what, but like 5.2 sucks mentally. I think it's just because that there are different strat books and the improvising and defaults of 5.2 are not anywhere near deep enough. And I think it's not so much that, like, if they run into any team that is more aggression than strategy, then I think they'll lose. At least a good team. It's like Wolves, which was obviously the players, Obey. Oh my god. Probably a couple others. But Vibe has a camera to watch all of apparently defaults. At least being shot is unheard of here. You get all the details you want. You get all the basic things you want to hear. You know what's coming towards you if you are Kex. That does give you that little bit of peace of mind. This SSL season was a bit of a down year for a lot of players. There were certainly some, I think, big differences. Obviously, Obey, I think, was the big thing. Them not making playoffs is like wild. It's like the Steelers not being above 500. It's truly astonishing. It doesn't seem to matter, though, as apparently the second Andy's term hits the playoffs, he's actually the greatest player alive statistically. At least up there. 2.0 KD averages in playoffs, 2.0 regular season KD last season. And he averages a 2.4 in playoffs with like what I think is like 17-3 entry. Essentially, you're not, if he's playing in your game, you may as well just give up. If he gets to grand finals and he's playing, I'd actually put the parlay 300 over Senate versus Pineapple with a Pizza. I mean, I might honestly. Senate is kind of a, we'll see. Pineapple with a Pizza, the only problem is they're an amazing team. I love all those players. They're genuinely great people. But they're either dropping 25 and beating Obey, or they're going to lose 7-0 to like Humbugs. I still love them, though. They're still easily one of my favorite teams, and I have a lot of respect for the players, but as a group, they certainly have their issues with consistency. And that's the stats talking, not me for once. I don't have a consistency formula, so sadly that one is me blurring up all the stats because I'm not making my third new formula of the year. Pseudo, Kex both go down. Excuse me, Kex not quite yet. DZ, what is with these attacks so far? Monarchs finally coming into what we know them as, which is these quick bursts of extreme aggression. This is what you want to see from Monarchs. This is, if you are a Monarchs fan, this is what you hope for. Where everything that they do is that calm, and then immediately after, flash, boom. You didn't even know what was happening, and suddenly everything is coming towards you. That is how it is. That is how it usually is. Oh my god. I can't speak. Shit. That's what you'd expect from Monarchs. At least the players more accurately. That is generally what I expect is you'll see these waitings, or what I call quiet before the storm. All the players are getting ready. Okay, so Clips is playing the back. I gotta back my phone away so I don't get striked. But you'll see these flash in the pan moments where everything is just slowing down. It's the passiveness, and then 10 seconds later, 12 bodies are down a hash. There's 12 flashes being used, a shield on your throat, and you're probably dead. And that's how it should be played. It's how it is played, and actually very entertaining if you are a Monarchs fan. That's why I generally enjoy casting them. The aggression can be very entertaining. It's like when you cast Obey, because you'll see swings that you never even see. And then I'm about stats, and teams like Pineapple the Pizza and Obey are very, very odd because they don't really fit within normal stat categories. Pineapple because they'll either be genuinely statistically one of the greatest teams in existence on Console League, and then immediately after be below Humbugs in cost. I don't know why. It's truly an anomaly to me. It is. I think that's why I enjoy a team like that so much. And then a team like Obey because they don't have like crazy strategy like a lot of the top teams. Instead, they have okay chem but absurd aim. They're more or less the aim trainers of the world where, hey, we'll have okay strategy, but we're going to be so much better than you in one category, you can't even do anything about it. That's why I like them. They're fun to cast. So far, once again, a very slow start. That first 30 seconds seems to always be used for something. Hater finds Dean in a quick little fight. I think maybe a little bit quicker than we expected. But Sincere's IGLing? I've heard actually quite a few things about him not going IGLing, and he'll back off. But hey, he seems to be having some plan, and I respect that he is able to adapt. That is what I generally enjoyed about his style. He could adapt relatively well compared to a lot of console IGLs. And that is always what makes him fun. That's why I enjoy casting Monarchs. If he's in the helm, you don't ever... they shot an Ash Charge at that and it just didn't do anything. I know I'm not mistaken. Whatever. I don't know what that was. A lone C4 runs its way up. It's very close to adapt to be entirely fair for Sincere and probably gives you the night sweats, but you'll live. Vipe apparently plans to sit on the central stairs longer than I've ever seen. Finds his value. Getting Hater. He runs off, and somehow, despite the verticality being all around him, he's still hanging on. As I say, that recap does find him. I spoke too soon. Overall, I mean, this is certainly the start you wanted. I mean, Monarchs hopefully can find the post plant here, but Sincere is not going to be an easy one to cover. It's a lot covering him. Dev might be able to come from behind, does find it. This means the post plant's gone. Still within reason, though. You still have a body down, so it is 2v2 in logistically, but if you can walk your way over Central, it's still possible. Kex finds at least one of the bodies you need. There's still a player upstairs, but the thing is, the big thing, you're being closed in on from both sides is if you can hold your numbers here, if you can find the big one here, finding Pseudo. Recap is now covered in between two guys. You might find one on the intel, but still a very questionable win here if you do want to find it, if you are Recap. Trying to save off of a match point. Trying to get yourself... And you're flashing the wrong dude. Instead, excuse me, Abolish had a plan all the way from below. Holds easily one of the weirdest angles I've seen. Hey, we love to see ourselves from reverse verticality. In this case, it comes out well. ARMANI gets that match point. For the stats, at minimum, very star-studded, and I think relatively well done. Early couple rounds. Holy shit, I'm sick to my stomach. But overall, I mean, it's still within reason. Oh, hope you didn't need to pause. Hope I didn't see that. Be late.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, actually, I don't have a poll, actually. I might put up a poll and see what's the opinions of Sincere and IGL and like, where do we place him as a team? Or as a community? Is he considered top of the line, middle, you know, low tier, like old stretch level? Where do we place him? So let's be totally fair. I love Stretch he's a nice person to talk to, but he is washed right now. Old Stretch, he was arguably a top 5 IGL in league, easily top 3 in my opinion. But had some of the best improvising ever for console IGLs and made that team very, very unpredictable. And then OOG came in and did their thing. And despite what the stats say in what has been a very, very weird stat line for Monarchs, someone saved DZ, man. 16-6, 1.83 rating, 100% cost, 92% cost. 4 refrags, a 2.67 KD. Nutty numbers from him, and I think we're seeing a much more normal stat line with, I think, what you'd call, you know, your normal efforts. That might actually be a... that is not botched, excuse me. It is perfect. Okay. Huh. So they're in the ground. They do exist. They're just not coming off. That's gonna suck if you are sincere here, because that means no fancy hole. Not really what you want either. ARMANI gladly taking what is, to be fair, a much more defendable angle. Recap finds the first here. Pseudo finds another, and Monarchs looking off. Despite their more odd start, they got the odds here. Still got to deal with Dev, and I think that's going to be the big issue, is you got to clear him fast. You cannot afford to lose a pick here if you are the side of ARMANI, as that'd be all but over. Still going to see some bodies fall in the 2v4. Dean might have an odd shot, but you're going to have to see Vipe, Dean have to absolutely go nuclear here, and a round that matters quite a bit. Top 10, probably? I mean, I could see the top 10, honestly. That is generally what I'll say, is his defense is much worse. Give him a strap book and he'd be nutty. Lifeback's finding a 2v3 here, at least winnable. Like that, very winnable, as Dean finds another into DZ. You got rid of your big guy. The juggernaut of this team is gone, and suddenly this looks like a very easy 2v2. You have your shotgun, you have your numbers, you have the good angles you want to hold. You do see a man come in from Logi. You at least know what's coming from there. And Dean might play aggressive with the shotgun, but we'll see, as he's going to be kind of in the middle of everything at once, but he finds one. Down to Pseudo, the man for the job, but not tonight, is ARMANI. And, oh my god. Ugh. 6 sec. End it, 7-5. That'll be the start you want to see. That'll be all before that break.
This is Sprays, and this is the Counting Cards Podcast Week 1. Today we have with us Brian from Wild Boys.
Hello.
Leader. Let's start simple, though. Who are you?
My name's Brian. I am the CEO / chairman of the Wild Boys organization / LLC.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's look to the past.
Okay.
So, how did you start the org? How did it come to be?
How did I start the org? Well, funny enough, one day I was sitting there with a group of friends at this place called Twin Peaks, and one of my friends mentioned Jinxie, and I was like, Jinxie, who the fuck is that? So they pulled up his Twitch, and we were watching him, and he said something about like a $50,000 like game. I was like, what? There's no way. So me going into Discord and going around, I went through the main R6 server on Discord, and then I got recruited by forgot what org it was, but some small org where me, Knight, and Toxic, or when we get farther into the podcast, they'll become relevant, recruited me to go play with them. Well, we joined this org together, and we were sitting there, and I was like, oh, okay. Learning on how leagues work, on who runs things. I was like, I want to do this. So one day I was like, yo, Knight, Toxic, if I make an organization, will you guys join? And they were like, hell yeah. And now that's the beginning of Wild Boys right there.
How many teams do you have in the beginning?
Okay. So in the very beginning of Wild Boys, I didn't understand on how necessarily comp worked. I thought as if I get 5 players, I have a team. I didn't understand that you had to have the best of the best, or they all had to be champ. So me, Knight, and Toxic decided to make 23 teams in Wild Boys when we first started. And half the team were coppers, half were like silvers, a couple plats. I think we had one diamond for 23 teams. And then, yeah, and then through then, we became more knowledgeable in the comp scene. And now, today, I'm pretty sure we have 12 teams.
So to also go off of that, is there like one player or a specific player or specific team that helped you gain popularity?
Yes. So, are you guys familiar with the guy named Cosmic?
A little.
Yes.
Okay. So, Cosmic, one day, I was sitting there on Wild Boys posting looking for org/players. I was going, hey, join Wild Boys. We're this and that. Well, Cosmic reached out, and his team at the time was called Code Black. And they were, in my opinion, probably one of the best teams in comp at the time. And Cosmic was like, hey, I have a really good team looking for an org. I'm willing to help get you started and etc. So I was like, shit, help me out. Well, Cosmic, me, Knight, and Toxic all got in a VC, and we talked. And next thing later, Code Black joined Wild Boys, and from there, we took off like a rocket ship. I think we went from 50 people in our Discord server to 500 in a matter of 2 months. So when I say we skyrocketed, it was very fast.
All right.
Crazy.
And so you kind of contribute your success a little bit to picking up Code Black and all that, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All
Without
right,
Cosmic, we would have had a very rough start. Absolutely, 100%.
All right. And
Okay.
kind of going back to your players a little bit, who was your like favorite when your org was still developing? If you had to pick, if you had to.
Ooh, see, I can't answer that because
Can't answer.
you got to realize
I understand. Yeah.
from an org owner, if I pick one person, the other person will be like, "Oh, I thought you liked me," and it's just gonna start little fights, and we'll stay away from that conversation.
We'll stay away from the drama on the podcast. It's only episode 1.
Yep.
We'll stay away.
Exactly. Yep. So, but I did have a couple favorite teams. Obviously, Code Black. And believe it or not, 619 was our very first team to ever win us a trophy for our organization. They won D2 Scissor League. And they got a little trophy for it. And that was our, believe it or not, that was our very first team. And ever since then, 619 was with us for a little bit. They left due to certain issues and they came back. So 619 is probably one of the most loyal teams we've had, believe it or not.
Okay. Looking back from what you know now and all your hindsight and experience, what would you change?
So I came into the comp community wealthier than most. And one thing I did wrong, I would say, is
Well, we had a couple of issues here, and I need to get my numbers right as there's been some very odd software issues, so I gotta fix the maps, because why would there not be software issues in, a game that matters so much? Whatever. Map 1 score. Why is Armani... Hey, that's... right? Yeah, it is. Okay. I gotta fix current map, but we're almost good to go. One intro away, and we got ourselves a map 2. And for convenience sake, you know the map. You do love it. Nighthaven. Excuse me, we were very wrong. Okay, yes, this is right. I don't know why they were complaining. We're good? I just gotta send one quick photo to make sure we're not dying. Everyone is living and well. You have to be kidding me. Please tell me we're good to go. Please, I beg. Just waiting for that ready to go. And cams are going to be the end of us. As much as I hate doing them, we're going to go to attack pause so we can get these hand cams figured out, hopefully sooner rather than later. Hey, we're back. And to all of you still listening, good luck. Let's run this. Now, to the numbers, at least it looked very, very good for Armani. And even Monarchs, I think, still looked like they had some semblance of a good start. Armani do get the first round because of those hand cams from before. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, if all of you are viewing, I'm surprised half y'all are like actively in bed. I'm not gonna lie, I low-key wanted to myself. It was tiring. I am tired. I'm gonna go to bed after this immediately. Did bans just no ban? Dog, what? Bans here, because we are not... Clash Azami, cool. What do we want? So, for context, Armani banned Clash and Azami for the defense. What do you want here if you are... Just say them, please, if you are Monarchs, please. Make it Monarchs conveniently, please. Bro. Monarchs, just say the bans. I'm not rehosting again. This will be like the third rehost. I'm gonna lose it. Just give me the bans, man. I love y'all, but like, convenience is timing here. We are not rehosting for like the 5th time. Oh my god. There we go. Dokubi and Ace. Your bands are Clash, Azami, Dokubi, and Ace. We are good to start. Finally. I might add, finally.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Well, Dev seems to be having some issues. I'm making sure the chat is open because apparently no one can do anything within reason. It feels too hard tonight. Hey, I like the bands though, to be entirely fair. I do really enjoy them. I think Dokubi and Ace are two very good ones, and I think that what's a glitch? Hold on. Now I'm confused. Oh my god, I sent it to all. I have all my chats combined, I forgot, so I just sent that to like 85 different people. TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube all got the same noto. Ah, whatever. Live and learn. I need to get an actual mod. Just a one-day mod for final so I can have clips and everything done. Oh, yeah, I don't know why it does that. I don't know. It's on a list of things that eventually needs to be fixed. It's CJX. There seems to be a laundry list for a very, very fun drone all the way up top by Kex. I actually really enjoy this one, to be fair. You get a lot of intel, you do get pretty much everything, and it gives you what you need. It feels like a very reliable idea. Maybe you can even catch a kill in Sincere here if he tries to work his way up. Maybe a little bit too aggressively for my taste. Dev did leave, and it technically happened right before the Hey, at least the first one is found here. Abolish does go down. Body's still flying. Technically, I think they're allowed to do it here. Well, either way, I think they'll take what they can get. Do we call rehost? I literally just need the numbers because we might go back to a... You know what? Screw it. No tech pause. And we are going to rehost. This round does not count for Monarchs. For context. God, I know y'all are so enjoyed of... What is this? The 5th rehost today? God, I feel like I'm going to get an aneurysm just from dealing with all these rehosts. This is my 3rd time restarting stats. It's concerning. No, it's not 1-1. It happened... The... Lightly... Oh my god. If we're doing this by the book, then this should be a chalked round. Good Lord, I have to explain this every time? Can we not just, like, understand, use your mind's eye or whatever? Dude, oh my god. I don't even... This is not my... I'm a caster, man. Why am I handling the disputes between two raunchy-ass teams? Hey, listen, to all of you people that have to hand cam and deal with this, I respect you. League admins in console, you have my respect. Europeans are so much nicer, respectfully. They've been beautiful. God, just get... I don't even... Stop treating me like I'm the end-all be-all. Nah, trust, I gotta let the, gotta let it run out and just... let's see here, invites... I'm debating if I take a poll to see, do we enjoy the idea of going on another rehost? Or not rehost, another tech pause, or would you rather I just yapped for like 45 seconds? It's up to y'all, honestly, at this point. I don't even... Oh. For all of you that are tuning in, I am very glad to have you. Good lord, I'm tired though. Y'all some warriors staying up this late. Because I have lost it. I got like 3 hours of sleep. We're running on fumes right now. True fumes here. Oh yeah, that first round. Yeah, can we start bands? So we do. It was Doke, Ace. Where is it? Azami, Clash. Apparently not. Apparently they agreed to the 1-1. I don't know how in the world that happens. You agree to losing a round, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. I'm low-key fine with that. I do, in fact, want to go to bed. Please, please save me. If we get a map 3, I love Clubhouse, but like, I want to go to bed. I think everyone wants to go to bed. I might if I put. If I put too long of a tech pause, I'm pretty sure everyone is just gonna lose it. They're gonna fall asleep mid tech pause. Like if I have a 5-minute map break for map 2 or map 3, they're dead. They're dying in their graves. Like straight up, I'm pretty sure if there's a 5 or 8-minute map break, like usual, everyone's falling asleep. We're gonna catch like half the kids are falling asleep on their hand cams. So no break today is. I'm pretty sure we'd literally catch issues. Yawn. To all of you that are not, in fact, in the middle of a game, get like a weighted blanket. Get under some blankets and maybe have a charging of your phone, because y'all some crazy ass people if you stay up this late. That's not even. It's 9:30 for me. But like, tired. Work, school, classes, and then the 7-3 host. That also doesn't help. Whatever, it should be 1-1. Bands are right. I just need everyone to please fall in line and join. I'm gonna die here. Probably I will die actually, but whatever. I need like caffeine. There's some stimulant here. Any y'all got any music recommendations? We quiet tonight. Mac DeMarco or Better Days? OOG. Ask her. I'll do a little bit of white girl pop. It doesn't play in the back. We're fine. Is that right, teams? If it is, I'm going to start it. I do not want to have to sit here any longer. Start. Just say start. Say start. One side agreed. I just see one player from Monarch. Okay, yeah, we're cool. I am not waiting any longer than we need to. We all are tired, folks. Whoever played, like, I heard one dude tried to plan a BO5 at 10. That's some devious shit. That is some actual, like, witchery. Whatever. Bans are right. The first round goes the way of Monarchs. And we're still talking in the middle of our game. Like, God, 433? It's central. Good lord. Central ping. Holy shit, the ping. Hey, listen, DevK popped off last time. Maybe he can do it again. Better days, now 300k on my day. Trust music is what you got to do. And also probably schedule these games later.
Attackers need to locate and
Whenever I
defuse
cast
as many
European
bombs
games,
as
I
they
always
can.
feel so much more energized because it's like early. It's like noon for me. It's so happy because most European games go the Central European time, CET, and that is at like 7 hours behind. So 8 Eastern for them is 1. 6 like okay. 6 7 European Eastern is early for me, and it feels so nice. I can take a shower. I can wake up with a cup of coffee, go over notes when I'm having said cup of coffee, and enjoy my game. It is summer, so I'm blessed, but yeah, not come school time. I'm pretty sure I'm never taking a European game ever again.
5 seconds left.
Maybe on Saturdays, maybe Sundays, honestly. I could convince myself.
Attackers are moving.
I was supposed to be casting Roller Rivals, but that one's a little bit more up in the air, and somehow we have a TK already. So... what was the point? Okay, so everyone has bad ping too. We are all dying. Apparently the stream is fine though. This stream is handling it, and then my game is lagging miserably. That is one interesting combo. Don't lag out, don't lag out, don't lag out. 1300 ping, we are pushing it so hard. Hey, we're maybe coming back down to life. Overall, though, it does at least look to be a normal play from Monarchs. Good lord. Go back to down to, you know, not 1 second of ping, please. I beg. DZ at least finds the first one, but every piece of damage is on his body. The man is about as frail as it can get. I've seen 85-year-old men with more rigidity, or with more vitality in their lives. Vipe doesn't immediately get that one. And because of a very, very dumb TK, the numbers are in your favor. Monarchs have that one advantage that they do want. They also do have no more C4s, so no super fun things. But you do have the intel from the Pulse, which is more than you'd think. It is still a very, very useful thing to have. Recap apparently takes a metric ton of shots, so now he is low once again. Maybe this is just fit. All the old players. Okay, it's on Central. I know it's not me for once. I don't even... It is literally just lag. Okay, I'm back to like ass ping, but not like entirely miserable. At least you see Vipe popping his ass off, because you know you got something if we're going for you, I suppose. Abolish is kind of caught in between what could be 2 very, very big picks for him, but he's also in a very odd situation for those picks where one of them could certainly come, but I don't think Pseudo's really going to give it to him easy. I think he'd rather just back off and play it very scared here, which is, to be fair, the right way to do it. But it also makes it very, very hard here if you are Abolish or Vipe, because they're not going to give you it. Well, maybe, but Pseudo could also pull some trickery and be weird. Abolish at least finds one. I feel the need to aggress, try to tie those numbers up, but everything you should do just says stay, plant your feet. The time is going to wind down if you do, and it's going to give you the good advantage you want.
10 seconds remaining.
This is still winnable here. You got to be perfect here if you're Pseudo. You cannot afford to lose anything. If you can find the pick, be perfect. He finds a good post plant, sneaks his way through. Don't swing. Hey, sometimes you need to be sneaky. What is it people saying? What is this? Whatever. Shit. God, my PC is still standing, but all the rest of my tech is not, so my mic mount is now being held by my hand. I'm just holding the entirety of the thing. Hey, we're back to normality. We see those second bands go out at least. You see the Castle and the Grim. I mean, at the end of the day, they're both very good ops, but what I'd argue is not essential. Grim is always going to be strong. The ability to section off those sites is something that we see more often than not from ARMANI, to be entirely fair. They might have not brought in it too much in that last map, but they do very commonly bring it. I mean, it could certainly be fun. I think it's a good idea to at least keep that away from them. Castle, on the other hand, I don't know. I feel like the castle is... I think it's a little bit odd, is what I'd say.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And they didn't ask for a pause, because I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not crazy. They just did. Yeah, apparently everyone is having server issues because when in doubt, Central and Siege do not go together. The lag is so bad for everyone. You're seeing, like, we're seeing half of the teams just spike up 300 plus. It is. Oh my, and rehosting. Oh my god. They did ask for pause, so. Oh, how can you join? DM, what's my user? I'll just throw it in the chat. DM, there. Ask that user in the chat on Discord. I will give you the basics. I've done this for a concerning amount of people recently, so it's at least easy for me. Your bread and butter, you can get in the league pretty easily, but winning, getting on a good team, good luck. Teams are strong nowadays. It's also got quite a bit of good players, in my opinion. To be fair, if I was a league team and I was like D2 and you just go to like 907 and you go against like 907 version 2 or the ACAD and you just see Bueta just there, I'd be terrified. A newbie to comp and you just get to see like absolute goats. Pretty sure I'd run away in fear, but you know what I mean? Maybe you don't. Maybe you got what's in you. Okay, round history. This second floor. That's correct. I think, yeah. I'm gonna aim. Right for penalties, no 300k. Okay. Might want to let me. Two one, we had Armory in the event. Ace Stoke is Enemy Clash. Yeah, okay, then. Yeah, because then there was the random. Lord, there's been lag today. Ace Stoke Clash Azami. It's one I'm pretty sure Azami is never seeing the light of day in any of these games, but hey, maybe one time. All right. I gotta put like the basic league servers in my link tree eventually. I gotta make a link tree for that matter. Yikes, we have some feisty players today. It has been a long day, and also, yikes, the viewers dropped when there's 1,200 tech pauses. I'd hate, but yeah, no, I'm also part of the problem. And this will this will be the next tech pause. Chalk it. Hopefully, it is not anywhere as long as the others. We got the okay from both sides, and finally, after 1,200 years and so long, we actually got into a game. The game is going, guys. We're actually alive in life. God damn. Jinxie offline pulls in 4K viewers? Shit, damn. I need to lock in. Kidding me? God damn. 4K viewers offline? What now, please? What now? What is wrong? What is wrong? Oh. I'm actually getting blamed because people can't figure out how to join their own teams. This is some. I am. Oh my god. Listen, for the few that are tuning in, I do respect it a lot. Also, please, at this point, if you're not actively playing in this and watching within like 90-second delay, go to bed. Maybe get some blankets on you because it is cold out. I'm tired. Just do not play like this, man. This is some D1 tweak shit. 4 is probably going to be done with this BO5 before we even get this BO3 on the road because we cannot figure out map 2. I'll lose it. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, Doke, Ace, Clash, Shazami, 1, 2, 3, 4. Custom team names aren't going to be on. There. There. Everything is right. I am now going to proceed to scroll TikTok and not go on a tech pause because that'll be like the 4th tech pause today. I'm not doing it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just not starting. 2 hours in and we're not even in map 2 yet. Oh, this is how I lose it. Map 2 yet. Oh, this is how I lose it. Run at the 2-hour mark before everybody gets on. That is kind of sad. Please, bro. Get the last man in, I beg. Be good. Okay. Cam. Can I wanna sing away from better things. Bosh, what are you playing in the back?
Huh?
What are you playing in the back, bro? At this point, I wouldn't even hate if you started hopping on Roblox on the phone mid tech pauses.
I did. I was playing Theme Park Tycoon.
I was gonna say I expected a low key. I wouldn't even be hating. Like, it's in the trenches, bro. We're 2 hours in and we're not even on our set. We barely even touched map 2.
I'm saying.
God forbid we go to map 3. This might actually go longer than the BO5 for MPL.
Hello.
Someone
Hello.
might
Yay! There's more
die
bodies in here. It's not just
in-game.
me.
What's good, shorty?
Abolish, bro. I need you. I don't want to see. I might take you back on for a podcast because that was funsies.
Take me.
Even post my podcast, bruh.
Bro, okay, listen. I need to. Listen, I need to work with Julia. I have been putting off editing it because I am a slow ass editor, and sending it that large of a file takes
Gang,
forever.
we recorded that 3 months ago.
It was not 3 months ago. It wasn't even 2 weeks.
Basically 3 months ago.
It was like barely even 2 weeks ago.
Gang, that shit was not less than 2 weeks ago.
I said it was barely even 2 weeks ago.
There's no fucking way.
We recorded on like the
I'm going to
7th.
We did not.
Did we not?
I don't think I left for my trip yet. No, we recorded. Bro, we
When?
recorded on the 23rd. Wait, no.
No, it was earlier than that. Well, no, I have no idea at this point.
Don't know if you play out.
Time is just like lost.
Where did we do it? Did we not do it in DMs? I'm so confused.
I mean, I know we did the VC.
Oh,
in
we had a
Discord.
group chat. Where's
Oh,
that
yeah.
group chat? I need to find that shit.
I
You
don't know.
delete it? You deleted it, didn't you?
I don't delete. Actually, I might have deleted group chats. I had a lot of DMs. I can look and see if I can
Nope,
find it.
that is definitely not it. That's someone saying the hard R.
What? You know what? Never mind.
Oh, I found it.
Just check for the call. That's like
That was on the 12th of last month, bro.
damn. Yeah. So
So almost 2 months ago.
listen, it's stuck in editing hell because I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, can
I don't
we
want-
like quit wasting time?
I am
Yo,
waiting for the
diabolical
ready.
hater,
Please
you're
just
really
just
starting to
have your
piss me
guys
the
say
fuck
they're
off.
ready. I
You
beg.
are really starting to piss me the fuck off.
Like, you think I don't want to
I'm
start
gonna
it?
need you to
like,
stop.
Look, I'm just trying to say, it doesn't take this long to join a hand cam.
That's what I'm
Just say
saying.
no
Oh, are you
hand
talking
cam.
to me?
Yeah, Abolish. Stop being a naughty boy. Join
Oh,
your hand
shit.
cam so we can all be happy and leave.
Dude, I was busy scrolling on TikTok because we've rehosted 50
Dumbass.
fucking times now, and I don't give a
Maybe it's because you guys
fuck.
can't even be on the right
Can you
team.
guys start the game, please?
No,
Hey, well, no one told me to switch
Wait,
teams. That's all I'm
wait,
saying.
shut up. Who said start? Is it actually sincere? Because if so, then I'll care. But if not, then whatever.
No, it's not sincere, bro.
Well,
That's not sincere, bro.
That's Mingo
white
Jr.
boy. White boy's on Discord.
Have you seen Mingo Jr. yet?
who? I don't even talk to Mingo.
You don't know who Mingo Jr. is?
No.
What are you, a fucking random?
Yes.
He's living under a rock or something.
I'm a caster, dude. I do more PC than console nowadays. Mostly because of
I'm
this.
deadass gonna whip my shit out on stream in 2 fucking seconds if this game isn't started. I'll tell you that.
I
right
want
now.
to start it. I'm waiting for sincere. He just says no, so
Live on hand cam, my shit will be whipped the fuck out.
Great,
Balls
so-
and everything.
join the hand cam and do it. I don't care. Get a hand cam. Show your controller and your song. I don't care.
Oh, you want to see my fucking mouse?
We're
Here it
done.
is.
Oh my god, we can start. It's beautiful.
Here it is. Maybe shove
It's
this one up your ass too,
beautiful.
buddy, while you're at it.
I can do my job in casting. It's so amazing. Numbers are right. Bands are hopefully there because I can't see them. It took so long. It took so long. There's no way, right? No. We're just stop it. We're just doing verbal bans. We're not rehosting for the 12th time. Oh my god, it's gonna be a pain. Castle it is. And we can finally start the elusive round 4. Oh my god, I have died on this hill. Like 12 times. I'm pretty sure I'm just dead. I've died 12. I've died. Bro, I have food just waiting there because I thought this would be over like an hour ago. Like, come on. And I'm hearing good boys. I'm hearing good boys in the chat. This match chat has devolved into just shit talking. And I'm kind of here for it, to be honest. I enjoy it. Imagine the game crashes again. If the game crashes again, I'm chalking it. I'm just going to stop casting. Not because, like, I hate any of you, but, like, I want to go eat and go to bed. Do you know how nice that sounds? A warm bed. You know, I get to watch YouTube and, just live my life. I want to go do other things in my life. I had this... I was supposed to have an entire other game. Instead, we're down to 5 loneful viewers. Y'all are goats, but, like... This has turned so sour so fast. It's some tough times. 2 hours. 1 map in, only 3 rounds done on map 2. That's got to be a record of how many rehosts and pausing and time torturing we can get to. I might not even post this game. I might just straight up post the full game on YouTube. I might not even edit it because I'm going to have to waste 2 hours editing the damn thing because there's so many pauses. Like, D1 tweaking. And at this point, hate all you will. I'm going to lose it. Also, Julia, thank you for staying for this. You did not have to. That's actually amazing of you. There's been so much crap. We see a first trade from a hater in Kex. Something on the board after it's so long of absolutely nothing. Abolish, maybe with a little bit of a fancy hole, but I won't find too much from it. The Glam and Glamour did not find much, but maybe he can get a little bit lucky. Maybe DZ can find one. There's certainly a lot that could happen, and within the reason, but it's all going to come down to how badly DZ peaks here. How lucky he is. They full whiffed him. And Recap finds it off of a window slit. This is not Abolish like... Feels like I'm watching a different game after 2 hours of mental pauses and tack timeouts. You're playing a game of mental warfare. Vibe does at least find one. Good lord. Make that 2. Jesus, dude. Absolutely nuclear, but it might not matter if Sincere can close it out as the IGL. Not a lot he has to do, though, and he's not going to make it easy, but Sincere still finds another. Or dashes through a wall just for the comedic effect, I guess. Hey, when in doubt, have a little bit of fun in your games, because this game has been anything but actually fun. Is he gonna go from above? Honestly, I respect the play. Because he doesn't hear him and he wouldn't know, and now this means a post play is inevitable. And Sincere's not gonna be happy. Sincere now has to go actively aggress onto a person that is going to just be able to hold him. But to be fair, not the util you want to hold with, but he still has the angle he can hold. Maybe within reason we can see something happen. Maybe Sincere can pull a rabbit out of his hat. Pull a true ace and save us from maybe the mediocre games we have been watching today. This is where it gets iffy, is you essentially have no real way to get there. But he's going to try to stick the diffuser, I'm assuming. He has to play his numbers perfect here. He has to run in with the bailiff, but it won't matter as Vipe finds it. Dog, I'm not even... I don't even think I'm making money on this game. I don't have $10 to spend, dude. This game is a freebie, which is why I'm even more annoyed. Because, you know... I'm doing this for free 99, which hurts when I'm seeing $25 a game on other places. Like, save me, gang, save me. If we go 8-7, I'm going to lose it. I'm actually going to just die inside. Like, actually, if we have to go 8-7 and I have to go to a map 2, I'm just gonna lose it. I want to enjoy my food that's cold downstairs. I have sat here for so long praying that this game would be over sooner. Instead, it's just going to sit there cold and sad. And I'm going to sit here cold and sad. As for whatever reason, my AC is way too low. And now, please, Armani. This is a beg as a caster. Finish this 1-2-0. I beg. Let us go home. Let us eat our food. Let us enjoy the very marginal amount of my life amount of my night I'll have left. I'm sure not spending it well here. Tough times, I suppose. What? Okay, head on to the long list of glitches. You can't pull down the barricade. You know, Siege is gonna be Siege, and Siege X has shown that. It's entertaining, but it's also kind of annoying in situations like this where, once again, I just want to go to bed. We haven't... Excuse me, I see one. I know where one of them is. Where is the second Mira? Where is the second Mira? He popped it? No, Twitch popped. Okay. I was so confused for a hot second. I thought there was like some mysterious strat I haven't seen. Not saying a lot. I'm T3. I'm a T3 coach, so I should at least know the strat. I might be good at it, but I know it. No, it's just a sneaky little twitch and a metric ton of grenades and angles being held as if you swing in there. I pray you don't, because you're going to have 12 bodies coming towards you. You're going to see damage come towards you if you are DZ, but it still doesn't matter. Sincere's going to find one. You see the wallbang, but you whiff literally every shot. Could have had two. Instead, you're going to find zero. Keck's going to hold a bit of the crazy angle, I think, here. Going to, what is, to be fair, a very odd one to hold. You're at least making a good timing here if you are the side. Map 3 and losing. You're at least making good timing here if you are Armani. But you'd hope for just a little bit more, I think. You'd hope for at least a big advantage. I mean, a 2v3 if you can get down, if you can get DZ here isn't bad, but you'd want more. You want a more dominant start if you are Armani. You want to at least show that. But I think you have the Blackbeard to at least create that space. You have the space being made. And Abolish gets his final kill. Dev K. It's a much needed one, because that was it. Yeah, that was it. I'm gonna be honest, I entirely forgot who was on Twitch. I wasn't even paying attention. I just assumed it was Dev K, because that man has like the highest Twitch global play rate out of like most players. Behind like Joey, Jedi Joey, if y'all know him, the unretired Siege console player. Otherwise, it is generally very, 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 not bland, but underwhelming. I mean, he's good on it. I think he has like a 1.15, but he also has like a 45% play rate of one character. I don't know, I expect a little bit more, maybe a little more pizzazz in my life from him. A 1.1 is not too bad. Let's not be haters here. I do respect the 1.15. Like 1.17 or something. Once again, most of these, because there is not the stats and there's not an analyst working behind the desk, it is just me I am just brute forcing the numbers through my skull on a summer break. So, ready, y'all? Because I am not... come school season, we will see how much casting is going to be done, because I'm going to be one busy man and also have half of European leagues to cast. And T3. Maybe not like Sino T3, where he's lining up every single angle and every single everything, but I'll be casting T3. So, you know, well, we'll see. Hey, Brock. Listen, I'd hate, but I have been casting and tech pausing for 2.5 hours so far. Yeah. No, tonight has been a night. There's maybe some still electricity left in there, but it is about as decrepit and gone as you would hope. Well, I suppose you wouldn't hope for, but still. Hey, Dean got a nasty angle with a nade here, and DZ at minimum seems to be sitting in the same spot, because why learn a lesson when you can just keep doing the same thing? As I say that, that lesson might be learned finally as the entry finally goes the way of ARMANI, and very early in the fact. Hex, however, takes a lot of hype damage, and he cannot move. He's literally stuck in the corner because he's now 1 HP. Abolish does find at least one to give himself the 2-player advantage. You do have the Wild Boys player. He's popping up there. Has been very kind of on and off in these games, showing up in having triple kill, quad kill rounds, and then showing a lot of rounds of just straight silence. But, I mean, you do what you can. In this case, that means whiff 1 player in terms of sincere, but still getting the job done. You still have numbers galore on your enemies, and a down here on Hater. Make that an actual elimination, and beautiful shot from Dev, because apparently he is the driving force for this team, the heartbeat you need. A TK goes out long with a whiff. What could have been? What could have been? Dude, I'm not eating food. I'm not eating the cold Popeyes, bro. I will go downstairs and reheat it. I have some semblance of like happiness for myself. Silence, Brian, bro. We can speak later. I can glaze you later, but not tonight. Be glad I'm not shit talking. At least me and Zoe's are close. If you know, you know. See, once again, these same bands. At this point, it feels if you see the Ace and Azami in a game, it is more of an astonishment really than a normality. Yeah, if you happen to main either or, you've been learning so much in Council Pro League what flexibility is, because they're going to make you flex. Blackbeard and Mirror also banned at this point. The Blackbeard feels also a bit very common, especially with some Shield teams, some Shield players like Sincere, who have been shown to flex on other Shields pretty consistently. You want to get rid of them, save yourself some time and trouble. Not a bad idea. Mira, I'd also agree on border is very, very strong. I think the Twitch play from most of the team here on Monarchs probably could have dealt with that. Same with Pseudo. Even sometimes DZ playing this Ashe, these generally anti-Mira operators. But, you know, you want to ban it away. Just be safe. You know, have your safety that you're not going to have a one-way looking down your skull at any time. Not a bad idea. Overall, holding-wise, relatively default. It'll be interesting to see where Abolish plays, because I've seen him flex in between the 90 here and even run out, where he can kind of play both very passive and very aggressive. That could certainly be, I think, the best play for him if he does do it. He generally does exceed in these plays if he does do it. But there's also a lot of the data used from CC, as he doesn't obviously have that much in other teams. So I'm going to have to sort of postulate what could be. As you know, there's only so much you can do by route numbers, and a new player is always going to be... I love Brian shit talk as much as the next guy occasionally, but like... nuh-uh. All in fun, is what I'd say. At this point, I'm pretty sure any insult hurled at anyone is just giving me a chuckle for me at this point. It is too late, and I am barely caring about the game I'm actively casting. If you want to really have some emotional effect, you gotta send it to the DMs at like 24 hours from now. Take that, like 18. God knows I'm not staying up this late again. you at least have what should be a very strong attack from Monarchs. Everything sort of is coming into this place where you're just waiting for the moment. You'll see this a lot with rush plans. You'd at least find the first one. If you are a hater, I think a bit of a surprise. I don't think there was any real expectance to find that first pick, but it'll be gladly taken. Brought right back to life as Vipe does find it. It also means that your player coming up the main stairs is going to be gone. It means that all eyes are going to be on this plant stop. There's also a C4 in hand, so it is still certainly possible. Make that 2. A good Thatcher here, because it means that you can't do anything about that C4. Recap finds the kill on the pre-fire. And what could have been is not going to be, is that plant should go all but down. You might go down to the C4, but instead it's a 1v4 recap. Great on the window here to find this picks Dean last alive in what should be a very, very easy open and shut plant. As Monarchs got a much needed round to try to keep anything within reason. Ryan just flexes on us and leaves. That feels very fitting. I'm getting flexed on my casting game. Chalk it. Chalk it. Get out of Texas, little Brian. You ain't built for them southern. I see that you live in. Chalk it. Hey, we're actually doing relatively good on the internet tonight, so hopefully if there's any lagging, it should be minimal. We have 0.4% of frames dropped, so within reason. And the CPU seems to be handling well with now streaming to 4 different outputs. Yes, we are officially streaming on my own internet, not restreamed to TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and I think Kick. I don't remember about Kick, actually. I don't remember if I'm streaming to Kick. That one's a bit of a question mark. I'm not going to cap. But the rest assured, it does work tonight. We got the quad streaming. Is it overkill? Maybe, to be interpreted, maybe. But have some fun in life. You know, low-key, I didn't see the first message, Clippy, so I was about to absolutely send that shit to the Shadow Realm. I said, why not? Because I don't limit my chats within reason. As long as they're not dropping like 12 different slurs, I don't care. Shit-talking us, I don't know, it'd be hypocritical for me to say anything and ban shit-talking when I do a lot of it in my casting. Most of it within good reason and with permission from the players, but still, I'd be a bit of a hypocrite. Is Clippy also always going to shit talk? Yes, that's what he does. Pretty sure it'd be more surprising if he didn't shit talk someone. This day it's Brian. Tomorrow it's, I don't know, someone. I'm not praying for the OT. This might be the first time in a caster's history he's praying for the regulation game. I want to go to bed and eat, gang. My Popeyes is sitting cold. Yeah, DoorDash too. I brought it inside and it's just sitting on the table. Love you too, Brian. All within reason. Abolish at least seeming to hold the angle, find some damage on a Sincere, finish off by Vipe. What you want to see is at least the advantage, the numbers in your favor. Maybe a crazy switch from Kex, but opts to stay smart, stay reasonable. See if you can find the body here as DZ and Kex do trade the shots, but no one really finds anything they're hoping for, which would be that kill. Obviously, what I'd call is a bit of a calm before the storm, is both teams grouping up for what should be a post plant onto that west side, but or excuse me, a verticality take on the west side. Thinking way too far ahead. I think that at least in terms of how it's moving, if this one looks all but done, is you lose your verticality, which is your most important piece in a round like this. You might be able to get something, but you're in a 1v4, you don't have the verticality, the kills, or the bodies need to do anything. Even the drones, for that matter, are not too great. And now you have 5 bodies charging towards the Vipe finishes, and actually a great round from him. ARMANI, guys, listen. We've talked bad in the past. I know you're on because I see when he was on the viewers with delay. I don't care, it's on delay, but like, just finish it here, gang. I promise. Monarchs, I love you, but like, I want to go home, bro. I want to enjoy my life and not have half of my casting setup falling apart because I did this at the spur of the moment. Actually, as I'm saying this, I do actually wonder, how did we see, what's his name? Not 4 play out. His BO5 probably already finished, actually quite a bit ago. I actually kind of want to check.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
MPO, want to check.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
MPO. Is it? It's still going. Oh, that. I'm actually kind of interested to see. Is it? It's still. What? It's still 1-1? Good lord. I thought I was about to I thought 4 was about to have a faster game, but apparently not. Still 1-1, a Voltage Goon Squad. Are goated for taking that casting, though. I respect you for it. Apparently ours might actually measure up in time and length because we're still barely even through map 2. Could have quite a bit of map left to go, especially if we see an overtime, which for once I'm going to say I really don't want to see, but hey, if we do see it, I'm not going to look all too down. More siege is never bad siege, in most cases. DZ does somehow find the first, and Abolish, I'm assuming, lagged out, but they don't have any rehosts to use, so they can't really afford to leave. They've used like 5 rehosts, so... Well, really seeing a good start from ARMANI. I think losing a body obviously doesn't help, but there's still a lot you can really root for here. You do got to worry about those Grims, though. They can take over the site, kind of start to make everyone squeeze themselves in a 2v5. Doesn't look pretty, but you still have Kex alive, and I think he can certainly make a move here if he really does have the right timing. But in a 1v5, this one looks all but over, so you might be able to find one. So it's all for naught. You have a flawless round from Monarchs and a much better round you need. I'm gonna lose it, bro. If we go map 3, I'm gonna tweak. Like I should have crashed out mid game. There's limits to how far I can go as a player. Holy shit! My bad. I did not realize Snoozy was like that. We'll see. I mean, he has the team for it, so maybe we could see a Wild Boys win for what would be Roller Rival Finals. You never know. I'm also not super into Roller Rivals. I'm supposed to be probably casting some of their smaller things, but Bogo didn't actually officially do it yet, so we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if you see me in some Roller Rival Thursdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, stuff like that. Not every game needs to be European League. Sometimes it's a little bit fun to do something different. Not often, but I'm willing to. It's nice to sometimes see some of the different tournament players and how they play differently to what you think is League. As you'd be surprised, there's actually quite a big difference. It's like comparing Brazilian to NA Siege. Unless you're Obey, in which case they kind of just go aggro on both, but generally you see much more aggressive gun skill oriented games in tournaments. There's a couple of exceptions. Buita, Vizex. Not generally, but a couple of the teams that are relatively top can survive more on chemistry and strats, but it's not a commonality. It's still very entertaining to watch and cast. It's just a bit different. It's like comparing casting a TDM and a, I don't know, it's a Pro League match. Just 2 very different styles of play and objectives in games. Also, I'm pretty sure the post-plant stats, or the stats of even getting to a plant are like 4%. Like, it is unbelievably low. Like, in a 1v5, I'm pretty sure they'd rather find the last guy than go for a plant. No hate as it's entertaining, but it is a little bit unique. They do at least have a play from DZ here to find the first, despite the shotguns being shot at him. I respect the craziness to find Dev early on. Please don't go to OT. It's gonna go to OT. I'm gonna jinx it. I mean, you still at least got a good amount here if you're abolish. You can hold quite a bit, but you're down to one man to kind of finish it all done. Got flashes coming towards you. Everything that you don't want to see is all looming over. If you see Recap make his move, it'd certainly be the way to do it, but a pre-fire from Abolish does find himself a kill. Vipex finds another, makes it a 4v3. Could be 4v2 if you don't miss, but instead Pseudo grabs it. Bit of slurry of kills as even Kex finds one in the in-between. Ends that self in a 3v2 as it stabilizes for just a little bit. Maybe not for too long, though, as Kex is already getting some pressure put towards him. Instead, it ends in a trade from DZ. A 2v1 for Pseudo. He certainly won these, but this looks eerily similar to a last map. Everything on the line, 7-5. Excuse me, 5-5. Would not surprise me if you see one team go right up. It's always been an issue with Monarchs is, yeah, they'll hang at the very top, and sometimes they'll just barely miss. That always does make it worse. So close, but never. As Dean finds it, ARMANI, match point. Only gotta lock in. I gotta lock in for last round. Maybe. Huh. Yeah, no, neutral game has always been that way. Once again, it's why I compared more strat taking what I call slower Siege in general. But Brazil has always had that aim legends generally. Besides a handful of obvious little, what I'd call exceptions. Have some of these Switzerland players, if I'm not mistaken, from Spoit. You have Stompin, who is not more aim-based, but is actually done relatively well. Might be a little bit overhyped because of how much hype he gets, but still a good player. I think you have players that have fit that mold of a more passive player in NA, but there's still a lot of exceptions, I'd argue. Andy can certainly go, I think, a little bit crazy at times. I mean, there's a couple of players that I'd at least put in the argument. Some are certainly slower, but once again, the neutral game is Brazil's best, and I'd argue for a lot of viewers that is a little bit more entertaining. As much as I like conceptual games and Siege theory, that might genuinely bore half of the viewers to sleep. Very early on, find one for DZ. Actually a pretty good game for him on the entry. Maybe not what you'd expect, but hey, take what you can get. 2-1 is not a bad deal after all. You also take a much needed pick on your match point. You want to stay alive, you want to keep the dream alive, and maybe move on to claim that $1,000 prize. Thank you, Brian, for the sponsor. It's the shameless plug. Hey, we got something. I don't have a sponsor, so Wild Boys gets the shameless plug. You have everyone stacking up, ready for that execute. You have all the bodies sitting and waiting. In this case, I think Abolish is going to find it. Very sadly, that he is stuck in the middle of a lot of things, and you have to pick aggression or passive. And this time, he aims to go all in, and it doesn't end in his favor. As Recap finds one, he's going to have to try to swing here and find one. Abolish does at least grab it, makes it a 4v3, but still not a pretty one here. Make that a 4v3 or 3v3, excuse me. Still a good chance here. Make that a 3v2. Abolish entirely defends to be the beating heart of this round, beating heart of this team. Sorry, Switzerland. I don't know why I said Sweden. This is Switzerland. Neutral banking, beautiful mountains, and women. Maybe a little bit of a raunchy look at it, but still a nice place. In a 2v1 with one body down upstairs, it could all be done here. It could all be done now. Hater would need to find quite a bit to make it happen. All within reason, as it can certainly happen. It makes it a 1v1. Suddenly this looks all too close, and maybe what could be an ace. Because everything needs to go right for one of these players to truly show they have it in them. Abolish the CC boy. Always been close, but I'd argue never been the true best. This would be a good chance to prove it. Good chance to finally show out in the biggest situation there is. Might not know it, but they are up above, and that is where a lot of these players are. With 44 seconds left, you have to play almost perfect here. You're not giving a lot of opportunities. Everything has to be down to the wires. You have to fall the hatch, which is arguably one of the riskiest strategies, but I think it's going to end well in this favor. He's going to think he's upstairs. He's going to force the clear. It's going to be slow. It's going to be grimy, and it's going to take up too much time. This might be a great play. Because his plan might have been great, you know, haters, to try to drop the hatch and go aggro, but suddenly that time is not looking so strong for you. You gotta play smart with the post plant, though. You cannot give hater a post plant. You're gonna give him what he really, really wants here, and that's the bigger issue. Is suddenly you're in a situation where a post plant is all but likely. You're low. You both are within reason to be taken down at Diffing 12's insane fire rate. Hater just gonna sit in the corner, maybe look for something. Wish upon a star you will, but he finds a quad kill for Abolish and making it close as it can be, but ARMANI 2-0. Yikes. Chalk the sport thing, but at the end of the day, ARMANI, who have at minimum looked like a bit of an underdog, pull it out. 7-4, 7-5. You take your 2 wins, Abolish looking strong as ever, and you move on to the unknowns as you have gone 1, but you still have a lot you have to do. That'll be all for tonight.